Yo, what's up? You already know what it is. It's your boy Anthony Simmons from Higher Heights, and I had to drop something before I get ready to go on this 2-day camping trip with my people from my ministry, but it's up there. You already know what it is. I'm about to get ready to talk about a hot topic right now, dealing with 50 Cent and his son. I already know you know what I'm talking about. The son is complaining that $6,700 a month was not enough to sustain when he was an adolescent. Now, it's a lot to dig into in this story, and trust me, I'm about to try to cover all bases. I had to hit y'all with another one before I go on this camping trip. You feel me? You know, being somebody who's went through this situation myself, dealing with child support, dealing with people getting involved in personal relationships and things like that, I kind of understand what's going on with the breakdown. Now, this has been going on for quite some time, but I always like to do my due diligence, try to hear all sides of the story before I make my analysis. So I'm sure y'all can appreciate that. Before I get into this video, I need y'all to do what y'all been doing. I need y'all to hit that like button. Don't forget to do it. Come on. Then hit the subscribe button, and then also hit the notification bell so that you get the alert when I'm dropping my videos and content like this. I want to thank everybody who's already subscribing if you're a part of the family, and don't forget that you can become a part of the family today. With no further ado, let's get into this.
Alright, so hold on, wait. So basically, hold on, wait. Come on. This is the point. This is the point, bro. What's the point? This is the point. This is the point, Choke. This is the point. So just because if the child is you, they left your lifestyle. If they left the mom. So that means that they should experience two different lifestyles when you have the resources to make sure they live a certain lifestyle regardless. You that butthurt. It ain't
Dude,
that mad that mommy got this dick. Dude, that mad that mommy got this dick. Hold on, wait, time out. You that upset.
When it's over between me and your mother, wherever she go on and live on and do on, and I don't even think your parents was married. Like it don't work out, But that don't mean that she got to live.
That's
fucking
fine.
savage
That's
because
fine.
I fucking had a baby with her.
What point do you say? Oh, I got a question.
Now, first of all, let me say this. I hate to see this kind of thing going on between parent and child, period. Let alone a father and a son having an estranged relationship due to one common problem that nobody is really wanting to point out. Now, I want to say this. This is as a result of a failed relationship. And we all, some of us out there who have been through failed relationships, and we know how this can affect the kids, because the kid is unlikely going to be in one person's household the longest. And one thing that I can't stand is, like I said, when one parent turns the child against another one. This is a clear case of what we have here. When you hear 50 Cent's son speak, it sounds like he's speaking through the anger of his mother, through the words of his mother, in the spirit of his mother. All the things that he's complaining about seem like something that a woman poured into him.
Grandfather, look and say, if it rattle like a snake and it slither like a snake, is it a snake, or do you need to be bit?
Would you ever
And it's because you keep seeing the boy show up with people that I'm having differences with.
He was giving me $25,000 a month. He was giving me $25,000 a month. I knew once I left him that it wasn't going to be that. $6,700 a month.
Okay. And I can't buy socks?
Listen to what I'm saying to you.
Right.
$6,700 a month, right? $6,700 a month in the state of New York City. You do the math.
Oh, I done the math. I've been in child support, brother. I went to jail for it.
First of all, Marquise is a grown man now. I believe he's in his early to mid 20s at this point. So for him to still be complaining about something that happened when he was a child is not manlike in the first place. Not saying that you don't need an outlet sometimes to talk to, but as a man, we all know that as a man, people don't care about our feelings, our thoughts, and our emotions. So by him being raised by his mom, the thing that he's doing, taking to the internet, attacking his dad about things that may or may not have been the case when he was young, that's like some female stuff, y'all. That's first and foremost. And let's kind of get that out there before I keep going forward. Like, usually when you're a man, you're not out here trying to complain, because you know now you're a grown man. So whatever did or did not occur when you was a child has no bearing on who you are now. You have to go forward. Now, here's the deal. Apparently, 50 Cent's son was under the was under the thought process that the only thing that 50 Cent was giving them was $6,700 a month. And the mother made sure to let him know that's all your father's contributing is $6,700 a month. First of all, $6,700 a month is like being rich where I'm from. It would have been like being rich coming up in the hood. I'm just being honest with y'all. $6,700 a month is more than some people literally make on these jobs working 40 hours a week. They're not bringing in $6,700 a month. That's families. I'm just telling y'all, I know some families that are not bringing that in. That's whole families, let alone you being his son with this woman. $6,700 a month is a lot. But the story goes like this. 50 Cent was actually giving her $500,000 a year pre-child support, had bought her a mansion pre-child support, gave her a Range Rover pre-child support.
He was giving me $25,000 a month. He was giving me $25,000 a month.
And if y'all don't know how the case goes, most men who actually care about their child actually want to do this kind of thing. They have no problem taking care of their responsibilities, even though they're not together. So 50 Cent, from the story, says that, hey, I've allotted $500,000 a year, put it separate, took it out of my finances off the rip and put it aside so that you could get increments of $25,000 per month. $25,000 per month was coming to your account. But what happens is women, like I said, don't look at men as for who they are, especially once the breakup happened. He's your come up, and he happens to be a multimillionaire, and he happens to be a famous rapper. So that made it even worse. I could just picture her sitting around and her friends gassing her saying, hey, you should be getting more than this. If he can afford to do this, what else can he afford to do? Gassed her up. You getting $500,000, 25 grand per month. Car paid for, bills paid for in your house. But it's not enough because you no longer respect him as a man because y'all are not together. So you just want to get as much as you can. Man, you got to watch out for these women, especially these modern day women, because they're looking for the come up. They're looking for a situation and they're using that child whom they could care less about, man. Y'all, some women are good women, but y'all, you got some women out there who really don't care about the child. The child is a come up for them. So I can imagine 50 Cent's baby mama sitting around thinking, well, he got all this, he got all that. And if he can afford to do this, he can afford to do more. Whole time creating a barrier between him and your son. Now, this is not yet because he's giving you $500,000. So 50 saying, okay, you're pressuring me for more. Let me take myself to child support court. Because I guarantee you what happened in this relationship, because I've been through this. She constantly antagonized and constantly pressuring him, even though he gave her the $500,000, even though she got the car, even though she got the house. She constantly putting pressure on him, saying, I'm threatening him. I'm going to take you to court. I'm going to do this. So eventually a man be like, okay, you pressing me to the wall. I can't do no more. I got to do what I got to do. He takes himself to child support court. And this is what shocks a lot of women. 50 was actually going above and beyond what the court was even going to mandate him to do. So the court orders him, yo, you only got to pay $6,700 a month. This is what them people getting involved in your business did for you, ma'am. Did for you, Miss Lady. So they mandated that he only owes you $6,700 a month, right? So now where he was giving you $25,000 per month, you at 19. I mean, you subtracted 19 from that. And him taking care of the utilities, him taking care of the stuff that he was taking care of prior is probably out the window. So now you get even more bitter because first of all, you're probably bitter because the relationship didn't work out. Number two, now you're bitter because the court mandated that he doesn't have to pay the $25,000. He only has to pay the $6,700. So now you're bitter. So what's your next course of action? You turn his son against him. You start speaking every piece of your bitterness into that son's mind. That's what you hear coming out of 50 Cent's mouth. You hear his mother's spirit coming out because she hadn't even let him know about the $25,000 that she fumbled. The $25,000 per month that she had already fumbled. She didn't relate that to her son. She's just talking about all the stuff that she feels like his daddy should be doing better and putting that in his head. And now the son, because he's naturally with the mama, becomes that mama's boy. Is supportive of his mama, which he should be. but not to the extent where you're picking up these characteristics, y'all. Let me insert this real quick. First of all, if you haven't hit that like button already, do it. Hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. I greatly appreciate y'all support, but we got to continue with this thing, and the platform has got to grow. Also, hashtag higher heights. But here it is. You're filling this boy's head up. This is what we're hearing from Marquise right now on the internet. We're hearing the spirit of his mother talking through him, because that's not a male characteristic. That's not a male trait, especially go on the internet and be bashing your father. That's something that the mother wants to do, and she don't have to because she's put that in you. You know, I saw a story on the other day, online the other day, where they were talking about most of these dudes that's being raised by these females, and they're picking up female characteristic traits. And we know that that's a problem in America. We know single parent homes is a problem in America because the father is absent. Now, I don't know what happened between 50 Cent and his baby mama, but obviously the relationship didn't work out. Now, when he exposes that the mom fumbled the bag where she was getting 25 grand per month, now the son like, oh, I didn't know that. Okay, yeah, that's true. Okay, I see where that happened. Now, you've been going at this dude. You don't understand the ins and the outs. Like I said, I've been through both sides of this story. My dad and my mom split up when I was about 4 or 5, around that age. And I didn't meet my dad again until I was maybe about 15 or 16. But I just thank God that I never let none of the stuff my mother said about me get in my spirit. I thank God that he protected my heart. God protected my heart, because I never had no ill will toward my dad. And then God shielded that from happening to me so that I can end up wanting a relationship with my dad to hear his side of the story, because as an adult, we know that there's two sides to every story. So my mom did try to put some stuff in my head about my dad. And then as I got older, I realized it was from bitterness of the relationship not working out. I'm not saying my mom was a horrible person, but she's a female and she was hurt by the relationship not working out. So when females get hurt, they use the kids against the father. They want the kids to be loyal to them. They want them to feel like, look, I'm here taking care of you. Your dad isn't. And that's simply not the case in all situations. And sometimes the moms don't be real about what's really going on. So 50 son finds out this. Now, what I hope happens in this whole situation is this, that the son wises up, realizes the error of his ways, realizes who he talking to, which is his father, who brought him in this world. Regardless if 50 Cent is the most perfect role model or the things he got going on in his life, that is your father. And you should go apologize for what you done over the internet as a man and say, look, I'm sorry for this. Not saying that your father doesn't owe you one, but you got to realize that he is the father. He's lived a lot more of his life than you. He brought you in this world, and he did handle his responsibility, whether you can understand it or not. So what I hope happens in this situation is they can mend this relationship, because I can't stand to see a father and his son whom he can pass down so many gems, so much life game to, and the relationship needs to be mended, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now, I understand from 50's standpoint, because like I said, I got a son out there, you know what I'm saying? And I've been through the child support situation. So you really can't speak to somebody who's your enemy. Like he might want to show his son love. He might want to give his son game, but his son has made himself his enemy right now. And until he know his son got to change of heart, I don't see that relationship coming back together, y'all. That's the verdict here on Higher Heights. Like, the son has to humble himself right now. The one with the least understanding has to humble himself. And maybe he might learn something. Maybe he might get that relationship repaired with his father, and that part of him that's missing can be filled, y'all. That's my prayers right now. I don't pray for continued drama in this relationship. I pray that 50 and his son mend this relationship, but it's going to have to come through humility on the son's part, if y'all want to be honest. Look, that's my take on the subject. I hope y'all liked it. I hope that y'all tell me what y'all think in this situation. Tell me what you think about the whole 50 Cent and his estranged son situation. You know what I'm saying? Their relationship being what it is right now. Put it in the comments. Hashtag Higher Heights. Let me know what y'all think. I'm out. Y'all be blessed.